All right, guys, this is CP Cards and Dice, and welcome to another presentation of our 1983 replay. This is game 82 using APBA Basic, and the pitching matchups today is going to be JNiekro versus Tom Terrific. So that is, I just played you the original, and then the original theme, the 80s theme, and then that was the original theme, the second one. That's the original theme is what I normally play. I went back and I looked up the an 80s version of the Meet the Mets theme, and it's just not the same for me. So I'm gonna go over the lineups and we're gonna get started. APBA plays very quickly, so expect about a 25-minute game. This is CP Cards and Dice, and this is Cards and Dice TV. Playing tabletop baseball simulations and also looking at the history of the different periods. This is 1983, July 9th, and the Mets are in their rebuilding stages, started by Frank Cashin in the early 80s, and it's going to culminate in a World Series in 1986 when they win 108 games. All right, so let's go. It's going to be Omar Moreno, center fielder, leading off. Terry Poole, a top fielding right fielder, batting second, batting third is Dickie Thon, above average shortstop. Phil Garner, the cleanup batter at third base, at the hot corner, if you will. Batting fifth is Jose Cruz in left field. Ray Knight batting first, batting sixth, playing first. Bill Doran batting second and batting seventh. Luis Pujols, the catcher, batting eighth and catching. Not a very good defensive catcher, so the Mets are going to be able to run on him. And in yesterday's game, the Mets won at 12-0 on a Torres shutout, 4-hit shutout. In this game, the Mets are 26-55. In reality, they were 30-51, I believe. So they're basically 4 games off what they actually were. And then JNiekro, the brother, JNiekro will be pitching in the 9 and hitting in the 9th spot. And we're ready to start. With APBA, you use the cup, must use the cup, and you roll 2d6, 1 red one and 1 white one. You read the red first, and here goes. Say 31, and Omar Moreno with a little tapper, and Seaver's going to get to it, but no chance to throw out Moreno. Too speedy. The infield was playing in on that, but he still put it between the pitcher and the third baseman. All right, so Moreno's on at first, and now it's going to be Terry Poole, and we're going to hit and run with Poole. 63 is going to be a base hit. That's going to send Moreno to third. So he lines one to center field, first and third, and it's Dickie Thon. Infield is going to be back for the Mets, looking for the double play. 22, and that's going to be a base hit. That'll score 1. Poole will stop at second. So just like that, Seaver is down. He's allowed 3 consecutive hits, and he struggled a little bit here in the first half of the season. His ERA is a little bit higher than it should be. Had some okay games, but really it's just bad luck. So let's see. It's an RBI single driven in by the shortstop. First and second, and it's Phil Garner. Here's the pitch, Phil Garner, and that's popped up. And that's foul back. Catcher Ortiz is going to throw his mask away and makes the catch for out number 2. Out number 1, first out of the inning. Runner's still first and second. Jose Cruz now, and he's a heck of a hitter, and that's going to be a little ground ball and in the hole, and the third baseman gets to it, but there's going to be no throw to first base. That's going to load the bases. So a couple infield hits here for the Astros. in the first inning, loads the bases, 1 out, 1-0 Astros. Ray Knight. Mets are going to bring the infield in. Here goes. 35 is another base hit. And this is going to score 1 run. So everybody moves up. A base on this, a bases loaded 9 against a B pitcher. Single over first, runners advance 1 base. Holy smokes. So Seaver is really struggling here. He allowed 5 hits, has already faced 6 batters in the first inning. So this is going to affect his endurance and stamina for sure. So Tom Terrific is struggling here, and the manager is going to go out. By this time, I believe it's Frank Howard who's taking over for the Mets. Bamberger has stepped down. He's retired to Florida. Said he's going to go fishing. He didn't want to lose anymore. He's going to go fishing. He actually said that on the interviews when the New York press interviewed him. He was, it's just not. They're not hitting, and we're losing, and I just don't want to stick around. I just want to go back to Florida and go fishing. He said, I've been in baseball 50 years. That's long enough. All right. So it is first. Bases are loaded. Mets gonna have to bring the infield in. They got to stop. They don't want to give up any more runs at this point. So they're going to bring the infield in for Duran. Bill Duran. Here's the pitch. 42 is ball 4. That forces in a run. Wow. Seaver's going to get knocked out in the first inning. This is not good. Can't roll, can't get. This is all about luck at this point. It becomes all about luck. Baseball is, part luck. So now it's Luis Pujols. Base is still loaded. 15, and that's going to be a base hit. So another 9. 9 is automatic hit against a B pitcher. He'd be better off. If he were a C pitcher in this inning, because none of these would have been hits. These are all 9 hits except for the hit by Terry Poole that was a hit and run hit, a 31 on the card, which is a contact hit. So this loads the bases, and now it's JNiekro. Again, we don't want to pull him so early. JNiekro with a 31. That's a strikeout, so that's out number 2, and this is going to move our whole game over. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, because there's going to be two columns for first inning. Because now we go to the top of the order again with the bases loaded and 2 outs. It's Omar Moreno. See if Seaver can get him out, and he does. And that's going to be a ground ball to short over to first, and that retires the side. But they pick up 4 runs on 6 hits, and the Mets are down 4-0 just like that. Holy smokes. All right, so it's going to be Mookie Wilson leading it off, and that's a base. Oh, no, that's going to be a fly ball. Line to center field. Moreno gets there. Nice catch by Moreno. Brooks. And he's a wide, so that ground to second base. And Hernandez. And he chops one to short, charging Estan, fires to first. 3 up, 3 down, just like that. Wow, that was quick. Long inning for Seaver, short inning for Niekro. Terry Poole on a 23, and that's a comebacker. Seaver feels his position, throws out Niekro here at the top of the second. Dickie Thon is next, and he rips one to second. Right there is Giles, and throws out Thon. And now it's Garner. And that's a swing and a miss. And he goes down swinging to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. So much better inning for Seaver there in the top of the second. Go bottom of the second, Foster with a 35. And that's going to be a ground ball hit to the first baseman, who's going to have to flip to JNiekro covering. So it's a 3-1 put out. Strawberry, who hit 2 home runs in yesterday's game, including a grand slam, strikes out here with 2 outs. And now it's Giles. And that is ball 4. So Giles trots down to first base with a 2-out walk. Okendo, and he rips one to second. It's going to be easy flip to short for the force. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We go top of the third. Cruz. 61, and that we're going to re-roll that on the randomizer chart because it ends up being a 40, and a 45 is a 37, so that is a strike. 44, base hit for Cruz. He's on with a single. 7th hit allowed by Tommy Seaver. Next to 61, a Ray Knight ground ball that's hit hard right at the shortstop Okendo. He flips to Giles. The throw to first, scooped out by Hernandez. So it's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. Bill Doran with a 15, and that's going to be a base hit. Base hit number 8 allowed by Seaver. Pujols next, and he flies one to right. Darryl Strawberry is over, settles under it, makes the catch. No runs, 2 hits. 2 left on. 1 left on, excuse me. All right, so we are in the bottom of the third. Junior Ortiz leading it off. Fly ball. Can of corn for the right fielder. Who's out there? Terry Poole. Tom Seaver. And he strikes out. Curveball gets him. And now it's Wilson. And he rips one to short, backhanded by Thon. Long throw to first. In time. 3 up, 3 down. So 3 pretty easy innings here for JNiekro. Contrasting what Tom Seaver's struggled through. He struggled through a very difficult first inning, but then pretty much it settled down. Although he did give up 2 hits in the top of the third. So we go to the top of the fourth. The pitcher is leading off, so we should get out of this inning pretty quickly, or at least this batter pretty quickly, considering he is the pitcher, and he does ground 1 to short. And Okendo, easy hop, throws out Niekro. That's 1 away. And Omar Moreno is 1 for 2. And right now he's going to be a base hit. He's going to be 2 for 3. So Niekro's on at first. Poole is next. And that's grounded to third base. He's going to go to second for 1. The throw to first, not in time. The speedy Poole beats it out. So it's going to be a 5-4 fielder's choice. 2 out. And here's Dickie Thon with good power, by the way, 24. But he swings and misses. And that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, and Seavers will have 9 hits so far. So he's starting to. He can go. Let's see. I don't have it on his card because I don't allow myself to write on these cards. But I have gotten those numbers. He's around 27, I believe. He can go 27 batters right now. He's got 18. He's got 21 batters. But he has struggled in a high-stress inning, so any inning like that should be like some sort of like a -5 or something to his, just for the stress involved. All right, so it's the bottom of the fourth. Mets are really struggling here. Don't have a hit so far against JNiekro. And it's going to be Hubie Brooks leading it off. And he lines one center field, and right there is Moreno. Moreno can cover a lot of ground, although he's not top-rated, and that's line base hit by Hernandez. Strokes one to right field. So he's on first with a base knock here, the first base knock for the Mets in the game. George Foster. And that is a ground ball played by a third baseman. He's going to go to first on that. That moves Hernandez to second. It's 4-0 Astros in the fourth. And Darryl Strawberry, 56, strike 3, and that retires the side. Second time Strawberry has struck out, and third strikeout for JNiekro. No runs, 1 hit, and we go top of the fifth. So Strawberry settled, Seaver settled down tremendously since the first inning. And he's going to be facing Garner, Cruz, and Ray Knight. 1983, July 9th. Where were you? Snake Eyes, that's going to take us to the second column, and that's going to be a ball that one hops the wall. And around first is Garner easily strolls into second base with a leadoff double. Jose Cruz and a 34 with a runner at second is a pop-up middle infield. Right there is Giles. Makes the catch. Ray Knight is next. And that's grounded to second. That's going to move Garner to third. Giles throws out Ray Knight. And it's Bill Doran. This may be the last batter for Seaver. See what happens. And it is. Seaver's out. Run's going to score on that. That's a deep drive. That's a deep drive to right field. Back goes Strawberry to the track to the wall. That's out of here. 6-0. 2-run shot by Bill Doran. That's his third RBI, excuse me, of the day. And that's going to be it for Seaver. And you know what? We are going to bring in Heap to right field. We're pulling a double switch, and it's going to be the pitcher. We're going to pull out Darryl, give him a break today. Struck out twice. And that's what we're doing here. So Danny Heap is going to be in the game, batting where the pitcher was. Seaver's out, and the new pitcher is going to be Diaz coming in. Hopefully we can get a few innings out of Diaz. Diaz is an AXZ, 6-0. So Seaver's really struggled here. And it's going to be the catcher from Santiago, Dominican Republic, Luis Pujols. Here's a pitch, a 52, and that's a strikeout. That retires the side. So it's going to be 2 runs, 2 hits. Seaver's day is complete. He went 4 2/3. Allowed 11 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned runs. How many walks? 1 walk, 1 walk, 3 Ks. No hit by pitch. Faced 18 and 7, 25 batters, and no wild pitches. So Seaver's day is complete. He really struggled. Probably another loss for Seaver. And it's Giles leading off for the Mets in the bottom of the 5th, 6-0. Astros. All right, here goes. And that is a strikeout. So Giles chases a ball out of the strike zone. Okendo. And it's a 23. We're going to roll for that result. 43 is a 23. A 23 is going to be a ground ball. No, a fly ball. Center field. And Omar Moreno drops it. It's off the heel of his glove. And that's going to allow Jose Okendo to reach first base. So it's an error on Omar Moreno. He must have lost it in the lights, but it did hit off his glove. So he's going to get charged with an error. And now it's Junior Ortiz. And a 56 is going to be a strikeout. That's strikeout number 5 for JNiekro, who's really coasting here. And now it's Danny Heap. Danny Heap is up. And a 27 is a ground ball. Garner flips to the second baseman. And that retires the side. No runs, no hits, an error. 1 left on. We go to the top of the 6th. JNiekro leading it off. APBA, very simple game, very abstracted, a lot of fun, easy to play, doesn't take long. Cards, you can get seasons for about $40 with most of the players. You can, there's access to the data on players, so you can kind of make your own cards fairly easily. Pitcher cards are very easy to make. There's only 4 basic grades, and basically it's if you're 2 and under, 2 ERA and under, you're an A. If you're a 2 and a 3, between a 2 and a 3, you're a B. If you're a C, if you're like a 330 and above, you're probably a C. And if you're over 450, you're probably a D. So that's pretty simple to do that. It's not brain surgery. So you can create your own pitchers, whatever pitchers they have on the roster, you can just bring them in. You look at their walks. And a Z means you don't walk many. A W means you walk a lot. And no grade there, or no rating means kind of you're in between. And you can see that by comparing and contrasting to the other pitchers on your team by using Baseball Reference. It doesn't take very long. So it's a great game. I use the retro cards. I like the classic look. I don't like the newer cards. It has a lot more information because they bring together the advanced formula, the master formula, and the standard basic formula. And I don't need the advanced. It just gives. I just was never able to embrace it, just because I started off as a kid and it was easier for me to understand the basic formula. So it's going to be the top of the sixth. It's going to be the top of the sixth. It's JNiekro up. Here's the pitch. And that is a pop-up. Second baseman is there. Giles makes the catch, 1 away. Top of the order, Moreno's 2 for 3 today, and he's going to strike out here. 2 out. And now it's Terry Poole. He grounds 1 to short. Okendo throws out Poole by half a step, and that retires the side. Easy inning for Diaz. All right, top of the order, Wilson, Brooks, and Hernandez. And that is a fly to right. Can of corn for Poole, 1 away. And a fly ball lined to the center fielder, Moreno, 2 out. And Keith Hernandez, and that's ball 4. So we got a base runner. George Foster's next with a 45, and that is back-to-back walks. This is going to put 2 men on, and we're going to get a pinch hitter. Rusty Staub is coming up. So we're going to have Staub, and then we're going to have a new pitcher for the Mets. Let's see. So Rusty Staub is going to hit for the pitcher. And then I guess we will see Sisk. Here you go, 2 outs, 2 on, Rusty Staub. And that is a pop-up behind the plate, foul ground. Pujols throws his mask away, makes the catch, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, 2 left on the 2 walks, and we go to the top of the 7th. Be a new pitcher, so 1.1 for Diaz. I wish he would have done a little. 1.1 for Diaz, and it's going to be Sisk is next. He's an A. We'll just grab his card just to have it visible, even though I know the grade by heart. And then we're going to check. We are going to check the roster to see who our next pitcher will be. I doubt that we're going to keep Lynch and a Sisk in there the whole. I don't know what. Oh, there it is. Sisk, I already separated him. Okay, let's take a quick look at my roster on the Stratomatic sim game. That's what I've been using. Just to have an idea, we can continue the game here. Top of the 7th, it's Dickie Thon leading it off. And Thon, he waits it out and walks to first. So it's a base on balls by leadoff walk by Doug Sisk. And let me look quickly at the Mets. Roscoe says Coleman. Holman's going to come up. Also, I can use Swan. But I think Swan has been starting a lot, so I'm going to bring in Holman. Tom Gorman's there as well. He hasn't pitched much, so we'll probably see Gorman today. All right, Scrap Iron. And he lifts one to right towards the line. And foul ground now is Heap, and he makes the catch. 1 away. Jose Cruz. And he belts one, drives one, and that's going to be off the wall. Scoring is Thon, and they're waving Cruz to third base, and here's the relay, and he is safe with an RBI triple. Jose Cruz, the left fielder, with his 3rd hit of the day, this time a triple. So he's got a single, 2 singles and a triple, and now an RBI. So he's at third base, 7-0, and the Mets are going to bring the infield in. It's a fly ball to left. Left fielder's a 1 with a runner on third. 1 is not very good, and this is going to be an easy sacrifice fly. So Ray Knight drives in his 2nd run of the game. Put the little dots for the RBIs. So there's 2 outs now, and it's Bill Doran. And he grounds one to short, easy out. Okendo. High throw, but nice stretch by Hernandez, and that retires the side. So another run on 1 hit. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. Brian Giles leading it off. Brian Giles played 1 season with the Mets, was not too bad. I mean, 36 is a 18. That's a ground ball to Thon. Thon throws the first high throw, E6. Batter's safe. So Giles is safe. Second error. And the Astros committed 3 errors in yesterday's game and 2 errors here. So, and they have a pretty good defense, by the way. They have a pretty decent defense, yet they're committing a bunch of errors. So next is Jose Oquendo. Here's the pitch to Oquendo, and that's popped up. Shortstop, Thon makes the catch. Ortiz with a fly ball to left. Backing up is Scrap Iron, and racing in is Jose Cruz, and Cruz gets there. 2 out. And now it's Heat, 31, and that is ball 4. So that puts 2 men on. Brings up Mookie Wilson, who's 0 for 3 today. And 64, strike 3, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, 2 left on, a walk and an error. And we move to the top of the 8th. Sisk is still in there against Pujols. And 36 is, we're going to roll to see what that is, a 56. And that's a 40, so it's foul back. Again, Pujols, 23. And it's going to be a comebacker. Sisk feels his position, throws out Pujols, 1 away. JNiekro, 61, and he flies 1 to left. And top of the order, Omar Moreno. That's going to be a pop-up. Third base, retire the side, 3 up, 3 down. Top of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th now. Brooks leading it off against Niekro. And he flies right. Right field is Poole, excuse me. Keith Hernandez strikes out. Hernandez is going to be 1 for 2 on the day now with that strikeout. And George Foster. And he strikes out. Back-to-back Ks. How many is that? Let's see. We were up to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Ks for JNiekro. He's having a great day. So JNiekro's got a 1 hitter so far. Holy smokes. And he's walked 1, struck out 8. So he's having quite a day. JNiekro from Martins Ferry, Ohio. Hey there, RJL's in the house. Welcome. Good morning. Let's go Mets. July 9th, 1983. Seaver versus JNiekro. Seaver was really beat up a little bit in the first inning. Gave up 6 hits and 4 runs. Nothing went his way. There were a bunch of infield hits. And then he settled down a bit, got into the 5th inning, 1 out, actually 2 outs in the 5th inning, and then he gave up a 2-run shot to Bill Doran, and that's when he got pulled for Carlos Diaz. So Seaver gave up 6 runs today, so they got to him early and completely. Mets are down right now by a score of 7. Actually 8, excuse me. 8-0. And JNiekro's got a 1-hitter. So we're going to see a pinch hitter here. We're going to see a pinch hitter. It's going to be, you know what? It's going to be Ron Hodges. So Hodges is going to hit. We're going to see a new pitcher. It's going to be Tom Gorman. He's the first time I've called in Tom Gorman. He's already on the roster, using actual rosters. The exact same 25 men used during that time. So Gorman's going to come in. He's going to have 1 inning. He's a lefty. A YZ, a DYZ, basic pitching stats used by APBA. They're not fancy. It's straightforward, abstract. They primarily focus, I would say, on hitting more than pitching. But the seasons are very affordable. The used teams you can get for $35 to $40 with most of the players. All players are easily created, or you have access to them online as well on some forums. All right, so it's going to be, who do we say? Hodges. Ron Hodges coming in to pinch hit. Mets have only managed 1 hit so far. All right, and here goes. Pitch from Niekro to lead off the inning to Ron Hodges, and that's a pop-up. Foul ground, catcher. Pujols makes the catch, 1 down. Next is going to be Giles. Giles is 0 for 2. He's walked, struck out, and reached on an error by shortstop. And here he lifts one to right. Under it is Poole. 2 away. What an easy day for JNiekro. And now so Kendo. Kendo's 0 for 3. And it's a 23. We're going to have to roll that. That's a randomizer result. 64, and it's a 40, so it's a foul back. And that's going to be a 9 against he's an 8 pitcher now, and that's going to be an out. A 9 against an 8 pitcher because he's been kicked up. He's been boosted. That's going to be a grounder short, and that's going to retire.